Have you ever woken up feeling like your brain is wrapped in a fog? A little slower, a bit foggier than it used to be. Perhaps you find yourself searching for words that used to come so easily. Or maybe those everyday memories seem to slip through your fingers just a little more often. It's a painful reality that many of us face as the years go by. That feeling of our minds not quite being as sharp, as vibrant, as they once were. We worry about memory loss, about losing that quick wit, about not being able to keep up with conversations or the new challenges life throws our way. It's a silent fear that gnaws at us. This concern that our most precious asset, our brain, might be slowly diminishing. But what if I told you that some of the very things you might be doing every single night, perhaps unknowingly, are directly contributing to that brain fog, that memory lapse, and even to long-term damage? There's a quiet secret hiding in our nighttime routines. Habits we've perhaps adopted without a second thought, that are silently undermining our brain health while we sleep. It's not just about getting enough sleep. It's about the quality of that sleep and what we do leading up to it. In this video, we're going to uncover some crucial nightly habits that might be silently harming your brain. And more importantly, what you can do to protect it, to nourish it, and to keep it sharp for years to come. We'll look at simple, actionable changes you can make starting tonight that will make a profound difference. Watch to the end, because there's something waiting for you that will truly surprise you. A simple yet powerful strategy that most people overlook entirely. Now, let's dive into the very first habit that might be silently eroding your brain health as you drift off to sleep. This one has become almost ingrained in our modern lives, and it's something many of us do without a second thought. Especially as the evening winds down, endless screen time, right before bed. Think about it. When the day is done, the chores are finished, and perhaps the grandchildren have gone home. What's often the first thing we reach for? It might be the television remote, the tablet to catch up on news, or a good book, or even our phone to scroll through social media or chat with family. It feels like a harmless way to unwind, doesn't it? A little entertainment. A way to disconnect from the day's stresses. But here's the insidious truth about those glowing screens: they emit what's called blue light. And this blue light, while perfectly fine during the day, sends a powerful signal to your brain at night. A signal that screams, it's daytime. Stay awake. Be alert. This is precisely the opposite message your brain needs when it's preparing for restorative sleep. You see, our bodies have a magnificent internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, that relies heavily on light and darkness cues. And when the sun sets, our brains naturally begin to produce melatonin, the hormone that signals to our bodies that it's time to wind down, to prepare for sleep. Melatonin is crucial not just for falling asleep, but for the quality of sleep, particularly the deep, restorative phases. When you expose your eyes to blue light from screens just an hour or two before you want to sleep, it actively suppresses melatonin production. Your brain literally gets confused. It thinks it's still daytime, and instead of winding down and preparing for its nightly repair work, it stays in an alert, active state. This means it takes longer to fall asleep, and when you do finally doze off, your sleep isn't as deep or as refreshing as it should be. Why is deep, restorative sleep so vital for your brain? Well, think of your brain like a bustling city that's constantly active, creating waste products throughout the day. During deep sleep, your brain has a remarkable, self-cleaning system called the glymphatic system. It effectively flushes out toxins, including amyloid beta proteins, which are strongly linked to cognitive decline and conditions like Alzheimer's disease. If your sleep is constantly disrupted or not deep enough because of late-night screen exposure, this crucial cleaning process doesn't happen efficiently. The waste builds up, leading to inflammation, reduced cognitive function, and over time, potentially significant brain damage. You might notice it as increased forgetfulness, difficulty concentrating, or just that general brain fog we talked about earlier. So, what can you do about it? It's not about ditching your beloved shows or staying completely isolated from the digital world. It's about smart timing. The simplest and most impactful step is to create a digital curfew for yourself. Aim to stop all screen time That includes television, tablets, phones, and even bright e-readers, at least 1 to 2 hours before you plan to go to sleep, instead of scrolling or watching. Try something truly relaxing. Read a physical book by a dim lamp. Listen to a podcast or soothing music. Do some gentle stretching. Or simply have a quiet conversation with a loved one. Many devices now have a night mode or blue light filter, which can help. But they're not a complete solution. The best approach is to simply step away from the screens. Think of this hour or two before bed as sacred brain preparation time. It's your personal wind-down period, allowing your brain to naturally increase melatonin and prepare for its vital nightly cleanup. Make it a non-negotiable part of your evening routine. This simple shift can dramatically improve your sleep quality and, consequently, your brain health. It might feel strange at first, but the mental clarity and improved energy you'll experience will be well worth it. Now that we've discussed the pervasive issue of late-night screen time and its impact on your brain's ability to clean house, let's turn our attention to another very common, yet often overlooked, nightly habit that can severely undermine your cognitive function: late-night eating, especially certain types of food. For many of us, the evening can be a time when the cravings hit. Perhaps you had an early dinner, or maybe you just feel like something sweet or savory to cap off the day. A bowl of ice cream, some biscuits, a packet of crisps, or even just a heavy, rich snack. It feels comforting, a little indulgence before bed. But the truth is, what you eat, and more importantly, when you eat it, has a direct and profound impact on your sleep quality and, consequently, on your brain's health. When you eat a large meal or sugary, processed snacks too close to bedtime, your digestive system has to go into overdrive. Instead of your body winding down and preparing for rest, it's busy breaking down food, secreting enzymes, and moving things through your system. This active digestion raises your internal body temperature, increases heart rate, and can lead to indigestion, heartburn, or general discomfort, making it incredibly difficult to fall into deep, restorative sleep. Imagine trying to sleep while your stomach is having a party. Your brain certainly can't fully relax and perform its essential repair work. Sugary foods are particularly problematic because they can cause a spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash, which can wake you up in the middle of the night or lead to restless, fragmented sleep. Refined carbohydrates like white bread, pasta, or pastries behave similarly. They convert quickly to sugar, leading to the same disruptive cycle. Even fatty or spicy foods can cause issues, as they linger in the stomach longer and can trigger acid reflux, further interrupting your sleep. The reason this matters so much for your brain is tied back to that glymphatic system we discussed earlier. The glymphatic system is most active during deep, slow-wave sleep. If your sleep is shallow, frequently interrupted, or simply not long enough due to digestive discomfort, your brain doesn't get the uninterrupted time it needs to effectively clear out metabolic waste products, like those amyloid plaques. This buildup of waste, over time, can contribute to neuroinflammation, impair neural connections, and accelerate cognitive decline. It's like trying to clean a house during a busy party. You simply can't do a thorough job. Your brain needs peace and quiet, and proper physiological conditions to do its crucial nightly detoxification. So, what's the solution? The general recommendation is to try to finish your last meal or significant snack at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your digestive system enough time to process the food before your body starts its wind-down sequence. If you absolutely must have a snack, choose something small, light, and easy to digest. Think a small handful of almonds, a banana, or a piece of whole grain toast with a tiny bit of almond butter. Avoid anything high in sugar, fat, or spice. And definitely steer clear of sugary drinks or caffeine, even if they don't seem to bother you during the day. Water is always the best choice. Consider your evening meal as nourishment for your body throughout the night, not just fuel for the moment. Prioritize lean proteins, plenty of vegetables, and complex carbohydrates earlier in the evening. By giving your digestive system a break before bed, you're allowing your body to focus entirely on preparing for and achieving that crucial deep sleep, enabling your brain to perform its essential nightly repair and cleansing. This isn't just about weight management. It's about safeguarding your precious brain health and ensuring you wake up feeling clear-headed and refreshed. Next, let's talk about another habit that subtly, yet significantly, disrupts your brain's nightly rejuvenation process: the erratic sleep schedule. Many of us, especially as we get older, find our sleep patterns shifting. Perhaps we take more naps during the day, or our bedtime and wake-up times become a bit more flexible, varying significantly from one day to the next, especially on weekends. It might feel like a luxury, a freedom from the rigid schedules of our working lives. But this inconsistency, this lack of a predictable rhythm, is incredibly confusing for your body's internal clock and, by extension, profoundly detrimental to your brain health. Our circadian rhythm, that 24-hour cycle of wakefulness and sleep, thrives on regularity. It's like an orchestra conductor for countless bodily functions, including hormone release, body temperature regulation, and the sleep-wake cycle itself. When you go to bed at a different time each night, or wake up at wildly varying hours, you're essentially throwing this conductor into disarray. Your body never quite knows when to start producing melatonin effectively, or when to prepare for wakefulness. This leads to what's often called social jet lag, where your body feels as if it's constantly traveling across time zones. The consequence: fragmented sleep, difficulty falling asleep, and often less time spent in those critical deep sleep stages that are so vital for brain health. As we discussed, deep sleep is when your brain conducts its vital housekeeping, clearing out metabolic waste products and consolidating memories. If your sleep schedule is inconsistent, your brain doesn't get a reliable window to perform these essential tasks. Over time, this leads to an accumulation of waste, impaired cognitive function, and a heightened risk of neurodegenerative diseases. You might notice it as a persistent brain fog, increased difficulty with memory recall, or just a general feeling of being less mentally sharp. It's not just about how many hours you sleep. It's about the consistency and quality of those hours. A consistent sleep schedule also helps to regulate cortisol, the stress hormone. When your sleep is erratic, cortisol levels can remain elevated at night, further disrupting sleep and contributing to inflammation, which is damaging to brain cells. So, how do you cultivate a more consistent sleep rhythm? The most important step is to choose a regular bedtime and wake-up time, and stick to them as closely as possible. Even on weekends. Yes, even on weekends. While an occasional lie-in might feel good, regularly deviating by more than an hour or so can throw your system off. Think of it as gently training your body. If you struggle to fall asleep at your chosen time, try to incorporate a relaxing pre-sleep routine. This could involve warm baths, reading, or gentle stretching. In the morning, try to expose yourself to natural light as soon as you wake up. This signals to your brain that the day has begun and helps to reinforce your circadian rhythm. Avoid hitting the snooze button repeatedly, as this can make you feel even groggier. It's about creating a predictable rhythm that your brain can rely on, allowing it to efficiently prepare for and execute its nightly repair and maintenance. This regularity is one of the most powerful, yet often undervalued, tools for long-term brain health. It might take a bit of discipline to establish, but the payoff in mental clarity, energy, and overall well-being is immeasurable. Finally, we need to address two more intertwined habits that can subtly, yet significantly, impact your brain's nightly repair work: excessive alcohol consumption close to bedtime and letting your mind ruminate on stress and worries. Let's start with alcohol. Many people believe a glass of wine or a nightcap helps them relax and fall asleep. And it's true. Alcohol can initially make you feel drowsy. It's a sedative, after all. But this is a deceptive calm, while it might help you drift off faster. The quality of your sleep, particularly its deep and restorative stages, is severely compromised. As your body metabolizes the alcohol, typically in the second half of the night, it creates disruptive byproducts, This leads to fragmented sleep, frequent awakenings, and a significant reduction in REM rapid eye movement sleep, the stage where dreams occur and where your brain processes emotions and consolidates memories. When REM sleep is disrupted, your brain misses out on crucial emotional processing and memory consolidation. You might wake up feeling unrefreshed, irritable, and find your cognitive function diminished. Over time, chronic alcohol use before bed can lead to persistent sleep disturbances, which, as we've discussed, directly impacts your brain's ability to clear out toxins via the glymphatic system. It's a double whammy: impaired sleep and increased oxidative stress on brain cells, leading to inflammation and potentially long-term neurological damage. So, the simple advice is to avoid alcohol for at least 3 to 4 hours before you plan to go to sleep. If you choose to have a drink, do so earlier in the evening and in moderation. Your brain will thank you for the undisturbed, high-quality rest. Now, let's talk about the silent killer of good sleep and brain health for many: chronic stress and rumination, especially as you lie in bed trying to sleep. This isn't a habit in the traditional sense, but rather a mental pattern that can become ingrained. As the day winds down, the quiet of the night often provides an unwelcome stage for our worries, anxieties, and unresolved thoughts to parade through our minds. Perhaps you're thinking about financial concerns, family matters, health worries, or even just the tasks you need to complete tomorrow. Whatever it is, if your mind is racing with these thoughts as you try to sleep, your brain is in a state of hyperarousal. Your body releases stress hormones like cortisol, which are designed to keep you alert and ready for action. This is the exact opposite of what you need for peaceful, restorative sleep. When your brain is flooded with stress hormones at night, it struggles to transition into those deep, slow-wave sleep stages. The constant mental chatter keeps your brain's alert system engaged, preventing it from truly shutting down and entering its repair mode. Chronic elevated cortisol levels are highly damaging to brain cells, particularly in areas like the hippocampus, which is vital for memory and learning. Over time, this constant state of mental activation and fragmented sleep can contribute to neuroinflammation, accelerate the shrinking of brain tissue, and significantly impair cognitive function. You might find yourself more forgetful, less able to focus, and generally feeling overwhelmed and mentally drained. So, what can you do to quiet that racing mind before bed? This is where the surprise I mentioned earlier comes into play. A simple yet profoundly effective strategy that most people overlook. It's called a brain dump or worry journal. About an hour before you plan to go to sleep, grab a pen and a notebook. Don't use your phone or tablet for this. The physical act of writing is important. Simply write down everything that is on your mind. Every worry, every unfinished task, every thought that's swirling around. Don't filter it, just let it flow onto the page. The act of externalizing these thoughts, of getting them out of your head and onto paper, is incredibly powerful. It signals to your brain that these thoughts have been acknowledged and parked for later, allowing your mind to release them. You're giving your brain permission to stop actively processing them right before sleep. Another simple, powerful technique is deep breathing. As you lie in bed, focus entirely on your breath. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. Repeat this several times. This simple breathing exercise activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest system, counteracting the stress response and signaling to your brain that it's safe to relax and sleep. These practices aren't about solving all your problems right before bed, but about creating a mental space that allows your brain to truly unwind and enter its restorative sleep cycles. Remember, small changes, consistently applied, can make an enormous difference to your brain health and overall happiness. By implementing just a few of these suggestions, limiting late-night screens, being mindful of what and when you eat, establishing a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding alcohol close to bedtime, and consciously quieting your mind with a brain dump or breathing exercises, you are actively investing in the longevity and vitality of your most precious organ. Your brain is a magnificent machine, capable of incredible things, and it deserves the best care you can give it. Don't let these common nightly habits silently damage its potential. Take control. Empower yourself with these simple strategies and begin to experience the joy of a sharper mind and more energetic days. I'd love to hear which of these habits resonated most with you, or if you have your own tips for a better night's sleep and a healthier brain. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more practical advice on living your best life at every age. You have the power to protect and enhance your brain health. Starting tonight. Live your best life at every age.